Good afternoon. I'm Christine Johnson.
I'm Dick Brennan. We have an update on yesterday's deadly shootout in Jersey City.
Right now, the city's mayor, Steven Fulop, is holding a news conference. Also joining him is Public Safety Director James Shea. Let's go ahead and listen in.
To have them. The second thing that we wanted to talk about was that from our standpoint, there is no question that this is a hate crime, and anti-Semitism should be called out aggressively and firmly, immediately for what it is. And anything other than that is a disservice to anti-Semitism. I'm Jewish. I'm the grandson of Holocaust survivors who immigrated to this country because it's a place of tolerance. And like I said, we need to be aggressive in calling it out for what it is. I know some people will say that we should review things and take our time, but when you look at the facts of what transpired yesterday, it's difficult to argue anything other than that. We know that they traveled over a mile deliberately and slowly to this location. We know that they bypassed many targets on the way. We know that they bypassed targets immediately near the store. We know that they took out long rifles across the street after selecting this location and coming here. We know that they fired aggressively into that place. We know that they posted favorable sentiment on social media towards anti-Semitic groups. So from my standpoint, I want to be just very, very clear on how we feel here in Jersey City, and we want to be transparent with our community on what's happening. We want to be quick with information, and we want to tell them what's happening because I think that they deserve it, and if they're going to trust us, we need to be forthright with information. So I wanted to be clear on why we've called it a hate crime and what we believe and why it points in that direction, and waiting does a disservice to anti-Semitism, anti-Semitic sentiment. It does a service to anti-Semitism in the sense of not calling it out for what it is. We have several of the representatives here who represent this area on the City Council, and they wanted to talk a little bit about this community because I think as the national attention has shifted to where Jersey City is today, some of the things get distorted. This is a community, before I turn it over to them, that has no doubt faced challenges, but at the same time has experienced historic drops in crime over the last several years thanks to great community partnerships, hard work of the police department, and hard work of the community. And I don't want that to get lost here. This is a tragedy for all of Jersey City, and we're going to work together to heal. So I'll turn it over to Councilwoman Joyce Waterman here, who represents this area and all of Jersey City.
Spell your name, please. Watterman. Well, you know, we're sorry for what happened here, but we really want to make it clear that this is a loving community. I really want to make that very, very clear. I've serviced this community for about 7 years, being on the council, and we have been welcoming to any nationality that has come here. These are loving people. These people here do not have hate in their heart, and I want to make that clear. I really want to make that clear. We've always been welcoming, and we will continue to be welcoming. And I just want to introduce you to Jermaine. You want to have something to say?
Councilman Jermaine Robinson, R-O-B-I-N-S-O-N. First, I just want to say that my heart is heavy and my heart goes out to all of the victims. It's the police and our Jewish community, our brothers in this fight here. A great leader once said, hate can't drive out hate. Only love can do that, and I think Ward F is a resilient community. We're standing here on Martin Luther King Drive, and I believe that message still lives on. I'm a firm believer in Martin Luther King. I'm a firm believer in Jersey City and Ward F, and I'm going to ask the community and the residents to make sure that we keep love in our heart and make sure that we can continue to make sure that our Ward F thrives and make sure that our Martin Luther King Drive doesn't fall behind because of this. I truly believe that we still have a long way to go, and we will make sure that Ward F continues to move forward. And we are the most diverse city in the country, and we are accepting to everyone. You know, I'm proud to be a Black American. I'm proud to be here in this community, and I'm proud to share this community with everyone who calls Jersey City and Ward F home. Thank you.
This is a mixed community, okay, with African American, Hispanic, Jews. This is a mixed community. We really want to convey that. This is a mixed community. And African Americans has always been welcoming to other cultures coming into their community. And we will continue to remain like that, and we will work together.
Nancy, you want to say anything?
Thank you.
And we'll open up to questions.
I just want to echo the mayor as well as Councilwoman Waterman and Councilman Jermaine Robinson. We are one. we come together, and despite what just happened, we will continue to work together to make sure that we heal together. We are very welcoming to everyone. And I was born and raised right here in Jersey City. And I just want everyone to know that this community is one. So we are all mourning together, and we have to heal together. Thank you.
Spell your name, ma'am.
MCKNIGHT.
Angela.
Angela. Assemblywoman Angela McKnight. Okay, if there's any questions.
The state or the county asked you to stop calling it a hate crime?
Well, we had conversations earlier on what type of information can be shared and when it could be shared. And my sentiment is that it should be viewed as a hate crime and called out aggressively and called out quickly. I'll leave it at that.
Is that a yes?
I'll leave it at that. You can interpret how you want to interpret it.
Mayor, at what point is this not only a hate crime, but also terrorism, as we talked about yesterday?
Look, I'm going to leave that component to the further investigation. I just wanted to be clear from what we know from our CCTV cameras and some of the comments around hate and anti-Semitism. There's no question it was an attack on the Jewish community. There's no other way to interpret it when you look at the facts. And you know, like I said, as a Holocaust survivor family, it's important for me to recognize it for what it is, and that's what it is. And so I just want to be clear.
There have been attacks on the Jewish community.
Social media platforms, these anti-Semitic posts look at.
Okay. The ones I have seen have been on Facebook, and like I said, favorable sentiment towards anti-Semitic groups.
There have been anti-Semitic attacks in Brooklyn, uptick from that in the recent weeks and months. Why do you think that they came here to a very diverse community like we've already heard from other people?
Okay, so from my understanding, the actors have had a great deal of familiarity with Jersey City. They've been here before. They've resided in Jersey City before, and the locations of the Jewish yeshiva and the grocery stores are no secret to anybody in the community. As Angela said and Joyce said, we're an embracing community, a warm community. Everybody gets along together, and everybody knows the locations of others' houses of worship and where they reside. And if somebody had intent to be hurtful towards a facility like that, a Jewish community, yeshiva, it's not hard to find. Okay, and at the time of the incident, there were 50 to 70 children there, and that's from the community in the conversation earlier. When we met with the Satmar community from Williamsburg and from here, there were a lot of tears on all sides. Tears of sorrow, talking about the funerals and how we can help, and at the same time a strange appreciation for the fact that it didn't become something much more worse than what it had been. I mean, we recognize, and I shared with them earlier today, the information of the pipe bomb before the press conference, because I thought it was important for them to understand the fact that things could have been much worse. And I think that they appreciate it, and I think that's our responsibility as elected officials.
Was there any indication that they had planned?
Okay, we've been listening here on a news conference. Right there on your screen is Jersey City's Mayor Steven Fulop. And to give you a bit of context here, the mayor now saying with this new development today regarding the shooting in Jersey City yesterday that the kosher market was in fact targeted by these suspects. He's saying call it out for what it is. And it does appear to be in direct response to the Attorney General's news conference about an hour ago. We'll get to that in just a moment. But right now, we do have this photo of one of those suspects who was shot dead yesterday. He is David Anderson, 47 years old. The mayor referring to this suspect as having some posts on social media that were anti-Semitic to Jews. And the mayor then also saying that as a descendant of a Holocaust family, he feels as though he has to take a stand and state the facts. Whereas the Attorney General, Dick, and you can back me up here, saying that his office is now investigating this matter, taking the side of the law.
Yeah.
In fact, the quote was, the Attorney General's office is leading this criminal investigation, and any public statements about the matter will be issued by our office.
Yeah, they were giving limited information at the Attorney General press conference, which was about an hour ago. Interestingly enough, one of the reporters asked the question, did the mayor talk to the people from the state? He said yes, and they had a conversation, but he said waiting does a disservice. And that is very much opposed to what the Attorney General was saying, was wait for the investigation to unfold. So there'll be more on that.
We have a team of reporters covering this story once again today, and we appear to have a community that is trying to come together to heal after several members of that community were shot dead yesterday, and also this investigation on the state and federal level. We are going to return you now to regular programming. In the meantime, we will see you again at 5 o'clock today for CBS 2 News at 5.
From CBS 2 and WLNY, this has been Breaking News.